All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Hope everybody's doing well today on this beautiful Tuesday. As always, I want to start our day off by taking massive action, and that action stands for accepting all possible loss before entering a trade, preparing you for the outcome, centering yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trust in your education, strategy, trade skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right. So let's get to it. If everybody can hear me okay, drop me one in the chat and we'll get things underway. All right. Cool deal. Appreciate it. Let's get to up over to trading economics. Take a look there. Um, we will take a look at the calendar and a quick look at Bloomberg. Just a couple things on Bloomberg that I'll post in the chat to take a look at there. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So China new yuan loans rise. We've been talking about stimulus and spending in China and how they're trying to figure out how to get back on track for the past few months. And Chinese banks extend 990 billion in new yuan loans in December 2024, above the 580 billion in November, which was the lowest since 2012. But above forecast of 850 billion. The credit demand surged in December as authorities implemented several stimulus measures, including increased bond issuance and enhanced overall credit support. However, the figure was slightly below the 1.17 billion a year earlier. Meanwhile, money supply rose 7.3% year on year, above the 7.1% in the previous month, and in line with forecast. One second, copy that. Total social financing, which is a broad measure of credit and liquidity in the economy, as it includes off-balance sheet forms of finance, such as initial public offerings, loans from trust companies, bonds. One second. Includes off-balance sheet forms of finance, such as initial public offerings, loans from trust companies, and bond sales. It rose to 2.86 billion compared to 2.34 billion in November, and forecast of 2.0 billion. Considering the full 2024 year, new yuan loans totaled 18.09 trillion, which is below the 22.75 trillion in 2023. And it represents the first annual drop in 13 years. All right. Um, what does this mean? All right. There's a declining loan demand, right? A sharp reduction in the loans indicates weakening credit demand, right, which reflects challenges in the broader economy. Okay. And so factors contributing to this decline include ongoing property market slumps, and cautious consumer spending. Okay. Um, and this slowdown in the new lending and the culmination of bad debts occurred amid broader economic challenges in China, right, which include deflating housing bubble and sluggish economic growth. So the Chinese government, the recent stimulus package, aims to address those local government debts that are bad. But the market reaction suggests some skepticism about the sufficiency given the scale of sounds like some hidden debts, right? So um, trying to work through that situation, right? In the banking sector, they're facing significant headwinds with declining new loans. So we'll continue to watch to see how the government responds there um, when it comes to addressing those challenges. All right. Uh, oh, there we go. So that's new loans in China. Then we have producer price index that's coming out today. And the expectation is for PPI to have risen by 0.3% month over month in December, um, which is the biggest gain in 5 months. On an annual basis, however, producer price inflation is anticipated to accelerate for the third straight month to 3.4% from 3, marking the biggest annual rate since February 2023. Meanwhile, the core PPI, which includes volatile categories like food and energy, is projected to rise by 0.3% month over month, above the 0.2% in November. And the annual core rate likely edged up to 3.8, also the highest since February 2023, right? So we can talk about inflation. And from a producer perspective, right, things are also increasing, right? So the cost to produce things is rising. Okay. So we'll watch to see how the data actually comes out later on today. You had Brent crude futures fell to around 80.4 per barrel on Tuesday on some profit taking after a 3-day bullish run. On Monday, crude prices hit a 5-month high as tougher U.S. sanctions on Russia's energy industry threatened global supplies. These restrictions have targeted major producers and hundreds of vessels and tankers, forcing key buyers like India and China to seek alternative sources. Um, Early signs of disruption are already visible, while a senior Indian official stated that sanctioned vessels will be barred from discharging, right? In China securing oil supplies from the UAE and Oman. In a related move, 6 European countries called on the EU on Monday to reduce its $60 per barrel price cap on Russian oil to curb Russia's war efforts in Ukraine. Right. However, the weaker demand from China could limit the impact of the tighter supply. All right. So we'll continue to watch oil on the pullback. And also, you got Donald Trump tariffs. Uh, they're going to gradually layer them in. But one of the tariffs is potentially going to be on Canadian oil. Right. So that could also impact us here in the United States and globally as well. And the Canadian dollar. So that's something to keep our eyes on there. As those talks continue to heat up. Um, Thought there was another. I think that's it from Bloomberg. I don't see the other one that I saw earlier. Over to the calendar. So today, core PPI and PPI data at 8:30. All right, we'll watch that data come out. FOMC member Schmid speaks. Then we have tomorrow CPI data for the pound, and the core CPI year over year, along with CPI data for the United States later on in the morning at 8:30, and then a list of FOMC members speaking throughout the day. And then tomorrow night, we got employment change and unemployment rate for the Aussie. Then on Thursday, we got GDP month over month for the pound, and core retail sales and unemployment claims for the dollar on Thursday. Okay. And then retail sales for China and industrial production Thursday night, and then Friday retail sales for the pound. So we got data spread out throughout the week across the board. All right, so we'll keep our eyes peeled there from a fundamental perspective. Any questions on anything fundamentally?
No.
Nope. All right. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning. Good morning, everybody. How are you, Ryan?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Oh man, doing pretty good.
Awesome. What's on your mind, man?
Oh man, same thing coming to the year, man. That first jobs report of the year, PPI, CPI, and the inauguration. Right. So those are the things that I'm waiting on. We had strong jobs numbers, strong employment data in that regard. Now we're just waiting to see where this PPI comes in, and then that CPI, man. I'm really watching that number. That forecast is 2.9. If we come in above that 2.9, we may see another, just another move back down in the market. Which I'm just looking at it like, hey, this stuff has been on fire for a while. It's time to cool it down,
Yeah.
to cool it down. And so waiting to see those numbers come out. That's really what's gonna, and like I say, the inauguration, because I want to see what the market reaction is, after the inauguration. So that's really what I'm waiting on. I would love to see, even though I do have some smaller positions in on the S&P, I wouldn't mind to see if it corrected and made another push down, on some of these indices. I wouldn't be upset at all, because it just give me another lower price to add to the position, right? Which is why we scale into our trades. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much what I'm waiting on. That's gonna guide my year pretty much. So I just kind of just been on the sideline, sitting in the yen play right now too.
You didn't play
Uh,
long?
yeah, euro yen. We went over those, on
Mm-hmm.
some of those on Saturday, some of those yen plays. But that's pretty much all I'm sitting in. Some of the other ones that track the ETFs that track the S&P, but that's about it, man. Like I said, that this is gonna set up a whole year. We're closing in on those dates, so I've been doing a good job for the most part, sitting being super super patient, and just letting things play out, because there's just a lot to consider right now. We just need
Yeah.
a clearer picture, and I know it's boring to do that, but I just learned my lesson over the last 10 years. This is how the big boys do it. They sit in cash, they wait, and then they get to trading. So it doesn't
Yes,
matter
sir.
if you start your journey to hit your financial goals in the market in January or February or March. It really doesn't matter. Just at some point, you want to make sure that you're making the best decisions possible. So I don't have a clear picture right now, so that's why I'm waiting on this data.
I dig it. I dig it. Some keynotes there, right? Make sure that we continue to stay patient and allow the market to come to us. All right. And we'll take a look at some of those indices. Um, cool deal. No questions? All right. Let's hop over, take a look at, let's start with the dollar first. I do want to take a look at those yens, as that pound yen has been on a nice pullback. We'll take a look at oil and see where we sit there. But DXY been on the rise, right? Stochastic pushing toward that sell zone. Headed to the upside, we hit this level of resistance, right? Um, Where'd that level come from? It's previous support here. But not actually a key level currently. So I'm going to pull that out actually. But strong push to the upside. We're approaching the zone that we marked out a while ago. And we want to see how the market continues to react here. We got PPI and CPI data coming this week, right? So do we get another push to the upside here into the zone to get to that daily D extension? Putting that stochastic back into the sell zone, right? And then do we see a retracement come? Market take a breather as we move through election time, and then we'll see what happens there. So dollar moving in the direction that we anticipated. We'll continue to monitor to see how things go throughout the week. But headed to the upside, been a strong move since December to the upside, right? And then accelerated here in January. So we'll continue to watch that there from a long-term daily perspective. Coming down to the 4. On that, we hit the D extension on the 4. Okay, so D extension achieved on the 4. We'll look for a reset here. Actually, hold up. That fib got taken out. I apologize. There we go. Still hit the D extension there. New AB boundary, right? So retracement. We'll see. Stochastic is in the buy zone here. So we'll see if we get a deep retracement here or not just yet. We could push into this zone here, getting us an 80-20 here on the 4-hour. So we'll watch that there as well. All right, 4-hour 80-20 play here into that zone, getting to that D extension on the daily, and then see if we get that reversal out. Okay, so we'll watch this here on the 4. All right, so that's our DXY. Let's take a look at this dollar yen daily time frame. Been running, right? Along with that dollar, the weakness in the yen, as we've discussed, as the BOJ continues to wait. Didn't see any interventions over the weekend. Things got pretty quiet. So their rhetoric has tapered off a little bit. We'll watch to see as we push into this 118, 127 zone at 160 to see if we get a response from the BOJ then, along with potentially that retracement in the dollar itself, right? And give us this action here. And then putting us back into our sweet spot to give us another buying opportunity, right? Because again, I don't see the BOJ making any decisions until February, March, April. So this could be either intervention or the market just resetting, right? And giving us a nice retracement here. Dollar taking a breather, right? And we'll look for a low price to get back along there. So that's on the daily time frame. That's what that looks like. Potential 80-20 in the works. We'll watch and see how the week progresses there. Coming down to the 4, we tapped this 382 here already, right? And we're pressing to the upside. We could stall in the zone though. Okay. Before hitting that D extension. So we could stall somewhere here. Did I not bring that area? We could stall somewhere here in this 160 range. Okay. And then get a deeper retracement and then that continuation. All right. So we'll watch that there and see how the market responds there at that 160 level. Previous resistance here back in April. Okay. So that's the look on the 4. Coming down to the 1. Right, you see us kind of just moving sideways right now on the 1 hour. Look for another push to the upside, clearing that 1 hour D extension, and then we'll get a reset. I got you. Yeah. Waiting on these higher prices still. I think we'll get to 160 before we see a reset on that. Joy. So just continue watching, continue to be patient there. I know we got 80-20 here on the 1. We'll see how the PPI data and the CPI data comes out to see if that reset happens here, right? You do have that 80-20, but just watch and be cautious because of what we have on the higher time frames, right? Not necessarily on the 4, but on that daily, right? Still not in the sell zone here on the daily. So I'm looking for price to continue to rise further before we get a reset, right? Maybe we come back and retest 156 if we do come down, but that's in line with that consolidation there. I don't know that we break that before, just my assumption, right? Which the market doesn't care about. But if we do come down first, it might look, I think it might look something like that. So if we break this level, then, right, those if then statements, if we break 156, then, right, that retracement is in line for me. But if that level holds, I'm looking for 160, 161 maybe, before seeing that retracement come. So we'll continue to watch and see there. Any questions on the dollar yen? All right, cool deal.
No questions.
Appreciate it. Actually, I'm gonna slide over here real quick. I haven't looked at this pair a ton, but it's been moving very well. You see here on the 4, we had a beautiful 80-20 to the downside. Come back to the daily on this pound NZD. We had a 50% retracement and been tracking to the upside over the long term, right? ABCD waves moving long. You got stochastic in the buy zone here on this pound NZD, right? I got subfields running that 4-hour look, which will go back to it. But overall, we've been headed long. We got stochastic in the buy zone. If price settles in here, right? If price settles in here, could see this turnover and continue making its way to the upside. This will be interesting. That level is no longer, that level is no longer. There we go. Okay. This is going to be interesting to see. It's been moving well. I haven't traded it, but just had it on that chart for a while, just watching it, allowing it to go. But we're moving into a key sweet spot here with that stochastic in alignment on the daily. So if we settle in and get a swing low, I might take a shot at this one long, making our way to 229. Okay, so watching that there, come down to the 4, or back to the 4, right? Coming into that 618 retracement zone. Okay, we got previous resistance here, 215, right? Just above that 786 level. So if we get another nice push down and then we settle in, this might be a nice look long here. 4-hour stochastic alignment still down in that buy zone here. Another push down and pushes deeper into that zone below 20, and then look long. So this is one to keep our eyes on as we move through this week. We might get that opportunity long here on this pound NZD. Okay. Coming down to the 1. That took that out there. Right now you have an 80-20 on the 1. Let's see, we might get another push down to get to that D extension. So just be cautious here. Wait for a nice swing low. And trend line break on this one if you play it on the 1-hour time frame. Okay. Boom. Maybe even wait on your cloud break there. Right? Still pretty bearish here. So we'll watch this and see how this evolves. But coming into a nice zone on the higher time frame might give us a good opportunity on the pound NZD. Okay. Questions here? Nope. Okay.
No.
Cool deal.
Nope.
All right. Um, Benny mentioned that euro yen play. So from a daily time frame perspective, sitting deep in that zone, right? Just been consolidating here between that 8.6 and that 618 level, right? Trying to see what's happening and slowly trying to make higher lows. Okay. Stochastic still relatively low, pushing back down. So we'll watch and see if we're able to get price to turn over again here, create a swing low, and keep moving to the upside. Okay, so that's on the daily time frame, sitting in the sweet spot there. Coming down to the 4, right? Had a nice reversal here. Nice reversal here. 786 retracement, right? Nice push off. Stochastic in the sell zone now, so maybe on lower time frames, you get a pullback and then a continuation long, right? Great setup here, Benny, right? Had an 80-20 before, nice move down, and we settle in. Now we're looking for a move back to the upside, okay? So as we move down, see what the 1 hour looks like for potential pullback and continuation. 8.6 retracement here, move up. So can we get a retracement here if we're not in this? 80-20 there on the sub fib, right? Can we get a pullback into the sweet spot? Right? Let's watch this here for a pullback, come back into the zone and look for that buying opportunity here if you're not in this already, or move long. Okay. See if we get that action there on the pound yen. I mean, euro yen, sorry. Okay. Questions on the euro yen?
Nope.
All right, beautiful. Beautiful. Look at the pound yen, then some of these dollar pairs. This pound yen, right, from a monthly time frame, you see it's literally just moving sideways. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Right? Not a ton of insight there. Daily, we came back to this previous support here, right? One just shy of 189. Okay. Stochastic pushed back down into the buy zone. All right. Stochastic in the buy zone, retesting previous support levels. 50% at least retracement, right? Just shy of that 618 level. Right? Do we get price to turn back over and start making its way back long? Down on the 4. This is what that looks like. Similar to that daily, back to that 50% level. Okay. Similar to that euro yen, right? Do we get a pullback and then a continuation? See that nice, beautiful V-shaped reversal there, right? So we get a pullback and then continuation to the upside here on the 4, right? So coming down to the 1, you see price settling in, so that consolidation ahead. Want to see what this fib coming down looks like from a capital fib perspective. Okay, cool. Boom. All right. Overall, I'm looking long here. So can I get this pull back into the sweet spot? And then break the cloud and continue that move low. My thoughts on the pound yen. Questions on this one? No.
No, no question.
All right. Perfect. Take a look at this Aussie dollar. Look at where we are. October 2002. Just shy of the D extension. We broke that level and then we came back above. Right? So let's come back. From a monthly time frame perspective. Okay. Are we able to close below this level, or do we have that indecision and move back long? Right? It's the key level here at 61,659. We close bearish here, right? 55 is in sight. Okay. So coming back to present, we do have an 80-20 here on the daily. Okay. So looking to see if we get a swing low to form here. Stochastic still high in the zone, right? So do we consolidate and move sideways, stochastic push back down, or do we push down to that D extension? Okay, so watching this one from a daily time frame perspective to see what happens. We see that dollar rally, we could see that D extension achieved and then get a fresh AB boundary. Okay, so watching that closely there to see how that plays out as we move through the week. Coming down to the 4, just bouncing. If I can get that. Cool. Right, moving down. We got 382 there, just pressing to the downside. So we'll watch. I'm watching this more from a daily time frame perspective to see if we're able to get a swing low or if that D extension gets achieved first. Right, so I'm being patient on this one, but watching to see how it develops overall. See that nice push back above that 61 level. Are we able to stay above it or not? All right, that's ultimately what that comes down to. Okay, so that's on the 4. On the 1. $618 retracement. See how it goes. Got a nice cloud break there, bullish ahead. So is this just a pullback and a continuation, or do we break back below? So that's an interesting scenario there. Interesting plot twist on the 1, right? So we'll see how the 1 hour evolves and see what happens with the dollar later on today with that PPI data. Okay. This is going to be interesting to watch. Questions on the Aussie dollar? No? Okay.
No question.
Could also have crown develop here. No, head and shoulders. I'm sorry. No, head and shoulders. Okay. So let's watch and see how that evolves as well. All right. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Okay. That's the Aussie dollar. Euro dollar also stalling at this 102. All right. Think it gets back to parity at some point. When does that point come? Stalling here now. I'm not able to break below that level just yet. Stochastic still in between here, right? So this could, if the dollar rallies, give us that push down to get to parity and potentially a de-extension at 99,604 before the reset, right? So we could continue down here. Data dependent here. 4 hour also suggests some bearish potential here. And we could head back down here. Previous support there, serving as resistance here. Let's see. Looking bearish there. Got an 80-20 on the one, but I don't know that this plays out. We might continue south here and get to that D extension first. Ooh, this one will be interesting to see. Trying to get that Kumo twist here. Consolidating through the cloud, and you see the cloud just pressing sideways here. Today's going to be interesting, good people. Today's going to be interesting to see how this evolves. Right? 80-20 there on the one. Do we get the crown pattern here, or do we press deeper? Let's see. We'll watch there. We'll watch there. That's the dollar. I'm gonna see if we get a nice firm cloud right there with the Kumo twist. If we get that, that can confirm the upside for me. But we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. That's the euro dollar. Any questions on that one? Yeah, definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. All right, cool deal. Not quite in our sweet spot yet. At some point, we'll get down near this 99 level. Just looking at this. Caught my eye just before I switched. Yeah. Let's see how long it takes. See how long it takes. All right. Haven't looked at this Swiss yen recently. This crown pattern still intact. Still intact here. Nice retracement. I think this is about to get long. Strong bullish action. Beautiful pullback. Yes, yes, yes. We could be ready to get long here. Let's see. H6 retracement here on the 4 hour. I like this one long as well. I like this one long as well with that long term 182 as the target. Nice deep retracement here, matching the extension on the 4 is 176. What's happening with this?
Can you put the cloud on that?
Yeah. Still below. Got that
Thanks.
resistance there. Yep, no doubt. Got that resistance there. Definitely going to keep my eyes on this one here. So again, this is another one I like long. The battle of the two safe havens. I do like this one long, at least in the short to midterm. Um, but I think this is in a nice sweet spot, nice reversal here. See what the 1 hour looks like. Civil over cloud on the one as well. That. And that's in line with that 4 hour move.
On the 1 hour, it is the 50 SMA is below. It's in the middle of the 50 and the 200 right now.
Okay.
So
we get another pullback and then a move up.
yeah, so the pullback, the TK cross is on that pin bar. Like that pin bar is like the TK cross. So I was wondering if it was a pullback on the 30-minute.
Let's see. We got an 80-20 there. Maybe a better look on your 15. Yeah, that should pin bar there too. That's a little wacky, but let's look at the 15. Fresh AB boundary on the 15. You might get your clean retracement there. See if we can get price to come back here. Makes sense. See if we can get a pullback there. Yep. Let's see if we get that. Let's work on that. So let's see if we get that pullback there. Like similar to that pound yen and the euro yen, right? The alignment is different, but see if we get a nice pullback here and then a push to break the cloud here on the one with that Kumo twist. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like that long. So let's see if we get a pullback today. Let's see if we get a pullback today. Questions on this Swiss yen. I like that.
I'm just gonna have to reconsider and put Mondays back in for my days. I've been setting up on Sundays. Don't look at it on Monday, just let it go and then come on Tuesday and see what happened. I don't think this working out. I'm gonna have to break up with this situation.
I said don't change it just yet, man, because everything is just back and forth right now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
There's so much uncertainty.
The inauguration. I forgot. I hear you, Benny. The inauguration.
Yeah. Yeah. So I say hold off on changing that right now, and let's see what happens next week. All right. Because you could be in a good spot. It's just the market doesn't even know what to do right now.
Well, I see. That's the thing. I was going to take this. I was good. I did not hit nothing. I didn't set up for it. I just this and only one I regret is the S&P because I seen that and I was like, go ahead, and I didn't. Like when I put a pause on, I just pause at the wrong time, huh? But when I looked at this earlier this morning, I said, dang, I should have went ahead and took it. So at least I would have been at the bottom. And if it would have pulled back, it wouldn't have been that much down draw.
Yeah. Remember, right? So when looking at, and this is going back to a Mindset Monday, but when looking at listening to that inner voice, right? Ask yourself those clarifying questions. And I know we're being patient here, right? And allowing the market to work itself out. But if it's in your zone, right, especially more on the currency opposed to the stocks and ETF side, in this moment. But if it's in your zone and everything lines up for you, pull the trigger.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on it. That GJ, that DJ, I was just going by my rules. Because I lost the GJ, I said I was gonna wait on the next play, and which was any play, and I waited too long. So this has always been a problem with me because I was always told to wait, but when am I supposed to go after I finish? When is the waiting process over? Is what I've been trying to figure out. When is the waiting process is over? And then when I'm like, okay, I'm done waiting. Now look, oh dang, price gone.
Fundamentally and technically, right? Fundamentally, what does it look like? What's happening with the pair that you're looking at? Where is it? And then technically, where is it? Right? Because and with this one specifically, we're long on the end, even though it's been pulling back as of late. We're long on the long on yen crosses, right?
Yeah.
So when they come back into your sweet spot, fundamentally, where is it at? Has the bias changed? No, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed. The Bank of Japan hasn't done anything. Right. The thing that stayed the same is they try to talk the market down, which they've done, but it's just pulled it back into our zone. Right. So fundamentally, nothing has changed. It's just moved into our sweet spot. So go back to those if-then questions, right? Those yes or no questions. And if it's in your sweet spot, and your inner voice says all things are in alignment, pull the trigger.
Will do.
Pull the trigger. You got it.
For sure.
You got it. All right, so that's the Swiss yen. I like that long. I'm talking about the S&P, so let's take a look at that. Up retracement zone. All right, up retracement zone. Boom. Let's see what happens when we get to this 5682. Got trend line coming to the upside. Got a support level there. Let's see what happens when we come into this area here. All right. Nice retracement happening. We got a daily level there. So let's see here, right? So we can get that stochastic line in the buy zone in line with this daily and weekly support level. Okay. Let's drop this down. So that's my last fib that I drew in. Let's see. Yeah, that one didn't populate, so I drew it in. We haven't gotten to the D extension yet at 6120. Okay. So that's our capital fib. We run the sub fib off the C. We took that out as well. The extension achieved there. There's our A, H6 level. There's our B. Didn't quite get to that 382 there. So let's see if we push down into this 118, 127 zone. All right. We just came shy at 382 here on this down fib on the 4. So can we get another push down into this 118, 127 zone in line with that daily and weekly support? And in line with that uptrend line. There's a lot of confluence here in this zone. So let's watch that. Let's watch that as we move through the rest of the week. All right, this one might get interesting. This one might get interesting. Let's see how that goes. Come down to the 1. I'm gonna pull that out for a second. E. There we go. There's that alignment I was looking for. All right. Let's see if we get this 80-20. All right. We push down into this zone just below that 118, 127 level. Right. I like that long. Let's see how the week progresses here. We get a dollar rally, stock market retracement. All right, this might line up for us for reversal on the dollar and a reversal in the stock market. See, let's see if we get this low price here. This might be your next buying opportunity here, Benny.
Yeah, I hear you there, man. Potentially.
Yeah, a lot of confluence there. Let's see. That's the S&P 500, good people. Questions?
No questions. Just wait and see.
Okay.
Have to wait and
Yep,
see.
just wait and see. Wait and see. Patience is the game. Patience is the game. I forgot to take a look at this this Euro NZD. This one I'm still keeping my eyes on. I'm so curious, right? I met this out a long time ago, right? Back in July sometime, right? Moved down, pulled back, right? Benny talked us through that pull back to the upside. We still haven't been able to break this 186, 356 level, right? Trying to form another swing high here. Do we get a move down at any point? Is this a longer term crown pattern? So this one just sat in the back of my mind, turned over here, right? Got the swing high on the daily. Got a nice move down. Got a nice move down. Pulled back. Now we're trying to continue, but we're in the buy zone here on the stochastic. So do we get ride back to the upside? Let's watch and see, right? Because on the capital fib, just shy of a 786 retracement here, right? Didn't get to the matching extension of 190 yet, right? So I'm curious on how this plays out over the long term. Come down to the 4, and you see tons of back and forth, but 80-20 on the 4, right? Nice reversal there. Pressing back to the upside. How far to the upside do we go? Okay. Hold on one second, everybody. Um, So 80-20 here, right? Pressing back to the upside. Let's see what this pullback looks like, right? How high do we get? Do we come back to this 118 and 127 zone? I didn't play this short, but do we get this action here for continuation down? Right? Or do we come back and retest that 185, 413? Let's see. Let's see how that goes, right? Like I said, overall, it's in the back of my mind. I have a small position on one of my accounts, just sitting, bouncing back and forth. Looking to see how this plays out over the long term, right? So we'll continue to monitor and see. Let's go down to the one and see what this looks like. 8-6 retracement puts us back at the top of the range. So on that daily, we got stochastic in the buy zone, right? Do we get that push back to the high to get to that D extension? Huh. Let's watch and see. This one I'm intrigued about on the see if we get some short side action over the long term. In the short term though, we're bullish, right? Off the one. Short term long, right? We'll see if we get back to that 118 level. Right, nice reversal here, nice bullish action. Look for a pullback and a continuation there. See if we get back to the high here. If we get back to the high there, that might set us up for some of this other stuff on the 4-hour, and then potentially on the daily to continue at least back down to previous resistance here at 180. Right, back down to this level here at 180, and then we'll see what happens from there. But this one was just sitting in the back of my mind. So that's the Euro NZD. Any questions? Any questions here? No.
Nope.
All right, cool deal. We'll take a quick look at New Zealand dollar. NZD USD. 80-20. Stochastic is high though. So do we get another press down to this level? 55, 139. Let's see on the data if we get another press down, right? We could see that dollar rally a little bit. Do we get some action like that, and are we able to hold at this level for a reversal? Right, give us a true double bottom there on the daily. Or do we break that and get to the D extension? That's been a long move. Let's see. 55, 139 is the key. If we hold, we could get a retracement to retest these higher levels and put us deep in our sweet spot. If we break it, headed to the D extension, potentially on both of them. So that's the capital fib to the downside there. So I guess the question is, what happens with the dollar? What happens with the dollar? So let's see. Let's see. Let's go down to the 4. There's our 80-20 on the 4 as well. Stochastic also in the sell zone. Yeah, let's watch this level here. right? If we're able to hold there, that could be a nice 80-20 back to retest these levels. Good call on that, Joy. See how this PPI data comes out. All right. Get that type of action. Boom. Then we'll look for a high price to get back short. That's on the 4, 80-20 there. Come down to the 1. Let's see if we have some alignments. That already got you 382 there. So no real play on the 1, but you got a nice cloud break there. Nice cloud break there. And we're coming back. Let's see. This could be interesting. This might turn into some consolidation here, depending on how the dollar how the dollar moves. But let's watch and see. That's a nice strong cloud break there, and we're bullish ahead.
Now, the only reason why I closed out, because see, I was playing that fib before. And then when I noticed that the daily was headed to an 80-20 zone and all the stochastics was in the sell zone, I just, and then with the US news coming up, I just closed out. I mean, I don't care if it goes up and goes down, but it was still in a weird spot, you know?
You were long?
Yeah. 30 pips.
I dig it. Yeah, wait and see on that one. I understand closing it. Right? I understand closing it. And wait and see what happens. Like I say, you could get another push down here before you get that reversal. Yep. I dig it. Michelle, question, and then we'll wrap it up. Michelle, you got a question? Was that a mistake? Maybe a mistake. All right, cool beans. Benny, anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, so great session, guys. Just stay patient. Like,
Stay patient.
like I'm super bored right now, waiting on the sideline, but it's my job to sit and monitor the charts and wait for my setups to hit the sweet spots. And so, like I said, waiting on that. We had the non-farm payroll, PPI, CPI, the inauguration coming up. And then I'm looking forward to seeing things getting rocking and rolling. So just one of those years, man, major election year. So yeah, we just had. So just waiting on that. That's it, man. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. That's the message to the people. Patience pays. Have a phenomenal Tuesday. We'll be back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for this pre-New York session. You guys have a phenomenal day. Peace.